Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into Argentinian Malbec. You know, that dark, really delicious red that's basically become Argentina in a bottle.
It really has, hasn't it?
Yeah, and we've got some great material here, excerpts from Malbec de Argentina, and another one, Malbec Argentina, uma análise completa al olhar de sommelier.
Good stuff. A deep look.
Exactly. So our mission today, cut through it all, pull out the really key stuff. Why this grape? Why Argentina? What makes it tick? Think of it as your shortcut, to getting smart about a great wine story.
Sounds like a plan. Where do we start?
Well, let's dive right in. Argentinian Malbec. It's the emblem, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? A French grape originally,
Yeah.
from Bordeaux, Cahors. They call it Côte there.
Right, cool.
But it just found this perfect spot in Argentina. The sources really hammer this home. The edapho-climatic conditions, that's the fancy term.
Soil, climate, geography, the whole package.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole package was just ideal. And now, well, it's unequivocally their flagship grape. It leads the charge for Argentinian wine internationally.
You really can't talk Argentinian wine without talking Malbec. It's front and center. But it wasn't an overnight thing, was it? The history is pretty interesting.
No, not at all. The sommelier source really gets into this. Malbec actually arrived way back in 1853.
1853, okay.
Yeah, Michel-Aimé Puget brought it over with encouragement from Domingo Faustino Sarmiento. It wasn't just planting a vine. It was like the seed of a huge industry shift.
And this was around the time lots of people were moving to Argentina, too.
Precisely. Big wave of immigration, especially Italians and Spanish.
Yeah.
And crucially, they brought their winemaking skills, their traditions, generations of knowledge.
So it was the right grape, the right place, and the right people arriving at the right time.
Exactly. A perfect storm in a good way.
Mhm.
They really nurtured its potential.
And now it's more than just wine, isn't it? It's like part of the culture.
Oh, completely. Think about the food. Both sources mention this Malbec and asado.
The barbecue.
The classic Argentinian barbecue. Grilled meats, the wine structure, the fruit, it just cuts through that richness perfectly. It's, a defining part of their culinary tradition.
It's kind of the taste of Argentina.
And it's become this sort of liquid ambassador for the whole culture worldwide.
Okay, so let's get into the magic behind it, the terroir. What makes Argentina so special for Malbec? Climate, altitude, soil.
Right, just how they all work together. The climate, first off, is mostly continental arid or semi-arid in the main wine regions like Mendoza, Salta.
So pretty dry.
Very dry, very little rain. So irrigation is absolutely key, and that water mostly comes from snowmelt from the Andes, a vital resource.
Okay.
But the dryness, plus tons of sunshine, that's actually brilliant for the grapes. It concentrates the flavors, helps develop all those phenolics, the stuff in the skins and seeds that gives color, tannins, complexity.
So sunshine boosts the intensity, and the controlled water keeps it focused. Makes sense. Yeah, altitude. The Andes loom large here, literally. Why is height so important?
It's a huge factor. These high-altitude vineyards, especially in places like the Uco Valley in Mendoza or Cafayate up in Salta, they're game changers.
How so?
It's the diurnal range. Big temperature swings between day and night.
Yeah.
Hot sunny days, then really cool nights.
Right.
That daily shift is what they call terroir d'altitude. It's like nature's perfect recipe. It helps develop deep color, lets the tannins ripen properly so they're smooth, not harsh, builds complex smells. But crucially, it keeps the acidity fresh.
So you get ripeness and freshness. Best of both worlds.
Exactly. It's key for balance and structure, especially in wines meant to age.
Cool nights, locking in the freshness.
Got it. And what about the ground itself? The soil? Does that play a big part too?
It definitely adds another layer. Argentina's got a real mix of soils, alluvial, stony, sandy, even calcareous, which is like chalky limestone.
Does the type matter much?
It does. Maybe subtler than climate or altitude, but it's there. For instance, stony or sandy soils drain well. That can stress the vine a bit, which often means smaller berries with more concentrated flavor.
And those calcareous soils, often found higher up, can give the wines this distinct minerality. That sort of flinty or chalky note you sometimes taste?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So it's this complex interplay. Climate, height, soil, all shaping the grape.
Precisely. And that's why you see different styles emerging from different regions.
Okay, let's zoom in on those regions then. Mendoza first, that's the big one, right?
The heartland.
Absolutely the powerhouse. But even within Mendoza, you get real differences. Take Lujan de Cuyo, known for more elegant, structured Malbecs. Often old vines there. Think ripe plum, blackberry, maybe some spice. Often see some oak.
Classic style.
Yeah. Then there's Maipú, also historic. Wines tend to have good body, softer tannins, really juicy fruit, red and black fruit jumping out of the glass. Again, lots of old vines contributing.
And the Uco Valley. That seems to be where a lot of the buzz is now.
Definitely the rising star. High altitude is the name of the game there. The wines are often more complex, built to age.
And even within Uco, you've got subregions making waves. Altamira, known for minerality, a kind of tension in the wine. Gualtelari, often higher acidity, more structure. La Consulta tends to be richer, more concentrated.
Wow, specific. What are the common threads for Uco Valley Malbec?
You often find really bright acidity, that minerality we talked about, complex aromas, fruit, yeah, but also floral notes, maybe even some herbal touches. The tannins are firm, but usually quite elegant.
So Mendoza is diverse. What about outside Mendoza? Any other key Malbec spots?
Oh, for sure. You have to look north to Salta, especially Cafayate.
Way up north, right? Very high altitude.
Extremely high, some of the highest vineyards in the world. And the Malbecs, often incredibly floral. Violet is classic, really fresh, great acidity, very balanced.
Sounds vibrant. Anywhere else?
Yep. San Juan is another important one, generally warmer than Mendoza. The Malbecs tend to have a bit more body, more noticeable tannins, ripe, dark fruit flavors, maybe even dried fruit, sometimes a hint of sweetness.
Okay, richer style.
And then way down south, you've got Patagonia, cooler climate altogether.
Yeah.
So the Malbecs are different. Again, more elegant, subtle, focused on fresh red fruits, higher acidity, finer tannins.
Fascinating. It's like the same grape telling different stories depending on where it grows.
That's a perfect way to put it.
So despite all this regional variety, are there some like core Malbec characteristics you'd expect from Argentina generally? What hits the nose and palate?
Yeah, there's definitely a common thread.
Mm-hmm.
Aromas, you'll often get red fruits, think cherry, raspberry, plus black fruits like blackberry and plum.
Okay.
That violet floral note is pretty signature. Spices, too, like black pepper, maybe licorice. And as we said, minerality, especially from higher spots.
And in the mouth. Structure, feel.
Generally good body-satisfying weight, and the tannins are usually a real hallmark. Soft, smooth, often described as velvety, very approachable.
Nice. And can they age?
The good ones absolutely can. They develop those lovely tertiary notes, vanilla, chocolate from oak, maybe tobacco, leather. You can find everything from young, fruity, easy-drinking Malbecs to really complex, serious wines built for the cellar.
So a style for pretty much everyone and every occasion. Which brings us back to food.
The perfect partner.
We mentioned asado, the barbecue. That's the classic pairing.
That is the E-classic. The wine structure, the tannins, the fruit. It just sings with rich, smoky grilled meats. It cuts the fat, complements the flavor. Match made in heaven.
Are there other good pairings? Other Argentinian dishes?
Definitely. It's super versatile. Think empanadas, those savory pastries. Locro, which is a hearty corn stew. Humita, sort of a creamy corn dish. Even things like grilled goat work really well. It holds up to flavorful food.
It's delicious. It really feels like a wine embedded in the place. So, looking outwards now, how significant is Argentinian Malbec globally? It seems huge.
It is huge. It basically put Argentina firmly on the world wine map. Its success story is remarkable. It introduced a major grape variety to drinkers everywhere who maybe hadn't encountered it much before.
And specific producers have really driven that.
Absolutely. The sources mention some key names, Catina Zapata, true pioneers, especially with high-altitude Malbec. Their Adriana Vineyard wines are iconic, showing real elegance and aging potential.
Right, Catina.
Then you have Zucardi Valle de Uco, really focused on expressing the specific place, the terroir. Their Finca Piedra Infinita is a great example. It really captures the Uco Valley character.
Okay.
A Chaval Ferrer, too, known for their single vineyard focus, like the Finca Altamira Malbec, highlighting tiny differences between sites. And El Enemigo Alejandro Vagel's project often uses Malbec in really interesting complex blends.
So these guys and others really elevated the perception.
They absolutely did. They showed the world the quality and diversity possible. Plus, wine tourism in places like Mendoza has boomed, which helps spread the word too. The future looks bright for top-quality Argentinian Malbec.
It's an incredible story of a grape finding its place and passionate people making it shine.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive here.
Yeah.
What are the main takeaways on Argentinian Malbec?
Well, I think number one is its unique connection to Argentinian terroir, that blend of dry climate, high altitude, diverse soils. That's fundamental.
Right.
Number two, its deep historical and cultural roots. It arrived with immigrants, became part of the national identity, inseparable from the food.
Mm-hmm.
Third, the amazing diversity of styles you get from different regions, from Salta down to Patagonia, and even within Mendoza, so not just one thing.
Yeah.
And finally, its incredible global success, which really highlights Argentina's impact on the wine world. It's a modern classic. Well said. Okay, and for you, listening in, here's something to chew on. Think about how one single grape, Malbec, can taste so different depending on where it's grown and who's making it. It really speaks volumes about the power of place, doesn't it? Maybe seek out a couple of Malbecs from different Argentinian regions, say Uco Valley versus Salta, and taste that difference for yourself. See if you can taste the Andes.
Great suggestion.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.